take the blame for all the shame that you dish out. There's not enough soap to wash the filth that haunts my mouth. Don't need any extra attention. If I were you, I'd keep my distance. I'm no hero, I'm no idol. There's no verse you'll find in the Bible, but I need saving. So they say, yeah. So while I pray on prayers and judgment stares, I can't help it, but I'm wondering, do you like what you see? A freak like me, an escape from all reality and dreams. Do you like what you see? The fantasy. In this world you only hope to be so free. Yeah, I don't make the effort, it's just like my Zephyr. Hit you in the chest while I'm playing checkers. Peeling back the layer, you see the tear. Show you them peaches, cause nothing compares. And maybe I'm a little too blunt, but I'm getting tired of giving too fast. Maybe I'm a little too drunk, but shit, I gotta give the people what they want. Do you like what you see? A freak like me, an escape from all reality and dreams. Do you like what you see? The fantasy. In this world you only hope to be so free. A freak like me.
Shadows, night shadows.
Every day is like, every look is like, think you wanna be.
Listen, like,
Do ya? Do you like what you see? A freak like me, an escape from all reality and dreams. Do you like what you see? The fantasy. In this world you only hope to be so free.
yes. Damn it. Bada doop, bada bim, bada boom. Time. Music. Alright, I didn't write the rules down, but I think I will now. Because we gotta have some guidelines for this challenge. Obviously. Noted. Gotta note it down. You are allowed to object, shout objection, like we are we are doing an Ace Attorney court case, if you think that something doesn't count as a queer media in your opinion, and you get to argue, but you do not get to mention any media that hasn't already been named, because that's a spoiler. You're gonna get sniped by James. But I thought I'd lay it out, because obviously there is a little bonk. You're gonna get bonked on the face, because that's just like the fun. It's to see, can I do this, and how quickly can I do it. But honestly, I think to me, I'm more focused on can I do it rather than how quickly, because I also want to talk about the media that I'm listing. I don't want to just like rattle them off. But yeah, so we're gonna not really view it as a time challenge, more like as a possibility challenge. But obviously you can argue. So what media is allowed? Rules. To be included, the media has to either have at least one character who is textually confirmed to be queer in some way. This is option one. Have a relationship between two characters the same gender. Option 3. Have historically reflected queer coding. That being said, so basically, if a character is, if the media has a character or characters that aren't explicitly confirmed to be queer, but are coded in ways that are historically queer, that counts. Basically, this is kind of like either the character is literally like says I am gay. Yes, easily have you seen yourself on kind of fair. Hi Navita. So if the character is like that, it's like I am trans, I am bisexual, I am asexual, whatever, gay ass. So true, so true. Then that counts. If there's at least one character who does do this. If there's two characters who have a relationship and they're the same gender, irrespective if they ever say I'm gay, I'm not, whatever. That. And then if there's like historical reasoning. The third one is the one that I could be like objected to by you boys if you think differently, but I feel like this is about covering what I mean. And oh yeah, can be has to be a book, TV show, movie, musical, or video game. We're gonna limit it to this. Because technically we could do like YouTube videos, or we could do like, I don't know, street performances, we could do like fucking, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like songs, we could go even further, but like I think this makes the most sense. This is kind of what I had in mind when I was thinking media. I was thinking this. There has to be one of these. Obviously there's cases where you have something like, it is a book. So I gotta only one adaptation of the same story permitted. Meaning like, let's say, hypothetically, Mean Girls the movie versus Mean Girls the musical versus Mean Girls the stage script or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it has to be like, if it's like one singular story that's not an adaptation, like that changes a lot of shit, but like that is exactly basically the same. I can only list it once. Is that clear? Everything clear? Everything makes sense? Are we ready, guys? Can we get some high P's, chatters? I'm specifically in real life, I'm not looking at my bookshelf because I don't want to give myself too many hints. However, I do have stuff that's in my field of view. Because it's next to my monitor. But I will disregard anything that I see. So I'm disregarding Doctor Who because I have Doctor Who in my view. And I would argue Doctor Who is a queer media because the Doctor is a non-gendered being, which is very queer. The Doctor Who is not going to be on this list because it's in my field of view and I'm getting spoiled by this. Alright guys, are you ready? Can we get some high P's? And again, we're not, it's not a speed run, it's just like, can I do it? And we are gonna yap about some stuff. IP. Okay, and I will list, of course. So, number 1 is actually unintentional. This is very funny to me. I've kind of had like a bit of a like brain die day for some reason. Like, do you ever get this? When you just kind of feel like your brain's really like foggy and like you just feel like ugh, you know. So I woke up and I was like ugh. I put on a load of laundry, which is nice, but then I realized I'd accidentally taken a key from work home that I really shouldn't have, and I'm annoyed about it because I just forgot to hand it back in. So I had to message my boss and be like, yo, sorry, I took this important key, I'm really sorry. But to be fair, not to be fair, but I know exactly why. It's because in the process where I was returning a bunch of keys because I had to go to the basement for something, and for that process you have to get the general key to open like all of the doors, and then go into a particular office, get the key for the basement, and I had returned the key to the basement already, but then my boss, this is like when I got interrupted, talked to my boss about potentially staying on longer, and I remember vividly that I was like, oh, if I'm gonna, like, she's standing right in front of my office, I have to talk to her, but I haven't finished this action. I really should remember to finish it, but I just didn't, and I only realized because I was doing laundry, and I put my work trousers to be washed, and I heard the jingle of the key, and I'm like, shit. But yeah, that was very annoying. Then it's just kind of been like a busy, buzzing day. But I was watching a movie. I was looking for a short movie. I was looking for an hour-and-a-half long movie from my watch list that I've had on there a long time. And I started watching a movie called Einstein and Eddington with David Tennant. That I didn't realize was gay, because apparently Eddington was maybe potentially gay, and he is definitely gay in this movie. He has a friend he's very close to, and there's literally a scene where he's like, I loved him. So contextually, he's confirmed queer in this movie. I don't know if the real person was speculated that he may or may not have been gay. He was a bachelor for his whole life. So Einstein Eddington on there. Also, wait. Typos are allowed. Allowed as long as the media is still... I'm gonna add this in, just as a note. If I have any typos or spelling mistakes, like, as long as you can still see what I'm on about, like, it's gonna count. Okay, number 1 here. Number 2, Meet Cute Diary, which is a queer trans romance novel. Then, The Passing Playbook. That's a book about a trans boy joining the soccer team. 4. Celeste. She's trans. Counts. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Daryl is gay and has a gay relationship on screen. Counts. Then... I'm trying to think of like a variety. Before We Were Trans, it counts. Talk about being trans, obviously. 7, Trans Like Me. 8, a lot of these, like some of them, I don't have to have seen them. I just have to have known them. Adding that to the rule. I don't have to have comedian. I will also include stuff I've heard of but I haven't watched yet or read yet. So that being Tasty Media, yeah. Brokeback Mountain. I've never watched it, but I do want to watch it at some point. I want some gay cowboys in my life. The other thing that I was thinking of was, what's the fucking... Damn it, it's not in my brain. I'll return to it, potentially. Sexy Like Us, which is a book I read about sexuality and disability, and it does have queer sexuality included. Very fun book. Mean Little Deaf Queer, speaking of books I read for uni. This is a memoir, excellent, really good book. Then... Fake Dates and Mooncakes. It's a gay romance novel. How many gay romance novels will I have on this list, to be honest? Let's be so serious. I can name a lot. Moonlight, which I also haven't watched yet. I just know that it's gay. Then... Trying to think of more movies as well, because I feel like movies silly. I feel like movies are going to be... Please Like Me, which is a TV show about a gay comedian. Quite a good show. Sort of, which I watched relatively recently, about a non-binary person, a very queer cast. Then... What movies? Oh yeah, Boys Don't Cry, which I also haven't seen yet. But I need to psych myself up for it because I know it's going to be devastating emotionally. It's about Brendan Tina, who was a trans man who was murdered for being trans, essentially. Like, I know that movie's devastating, but I've read a lot about it. I will count Orlando by Virginia Woolf. I'm pretty sure the main guy is bisexual. Despair, yeah. Despair. Then I'm adding. Oh yeah, I could just add concrete. Is it concrete fracture? God damn it! No, compound fracture, which is one of Andrew Joseph White's books. The main character is trans. Then Hell Followed With Us is another one of his books. Also a trans main character. There's also gay romance in this. Then oh my god, I always forget the second one, despite me really liking that book. I might go back to this. Might get back. Then oh, Red, White, and Royal Blue, obviously, both the movie and the book. And Royal Blue, classic. Okay, I'm getting back into it. Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. Classic. I mean, it's Love Simon being the movie, but I can bring in fuck. What are the other books in that? The Homo sapiens agenda. I'm pretty sure it's the Homo sapiens. Why is my brain going to Love Actually? Love Actually is not confirmed queer media, but in my mind it's queer media, okay? I will claim it, but not for the list, because it doesn't count quite. What am I thinking of? Queer show. Oh, ha ha ha. Will we count Glee as queer media? Because I know there's a gay main character. I will count it. Again, you are allowed to be like objection if you have counter proof and you don't think something would count for this list, but otherwise. Strange World, the Disney movie. The son of the family is gay and has a gay romance. Oh yeah, Dead Boy Detectives. Yep. Multiple gay characters, Good Omens. You already know. Paris is Burning, which I also really want to watch. 26. Show called Transgenerations, but like that, which I want to watch. Haven't seen that yet. Gaming in Color, which is one of the movies I recommended James in the media recommendation stream. Because I recently watched like the whole VOD of that, so I remember. The other one was Gaby, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%, so I'm not going to list it, because I don't know 100% know. Orange is the New Black. Which I tried to watch at some point, but I didn't really get into it. I might want to give it another shot at some point. Speaking of iconic old shows, The L Word. Also, have never watched this. Do want to give it a shot, but I'm a bit put off by the fact that I know they have a trans guy character in it that gets absolutely treated like dog shit. So I don't know. Maybe it's not of the times. Another show that I've never watched. Well, I started to watch and then like gave up, but might want to try again. Is Queer as Folk. kind of like all the iconic old school like queer shows I kind of didn't vibe with when I tried to watch them when I was well younger, but maybe I like them now, you know, who knows. Transparent, the show where one of the like when a parent comes out as trans. Not watched it, but I did read about it frequently during my thesis research, because it was quite notable as one of the first really successful shows to, alongside Orange is the New Black, who had a trans main character. This is just like trying to work with my brain. Less that I don't know that much, but I'm like, A lot of them also have long names that are complicated. No, Sid, no, it's 4 letters, starts with L, starts with E, Sid, nice. Yeah, that's how I feel right now, because like some of them I know, are like at the tip of my tongue, or like I'm just kind of struggling to remember shit. Oh yeah, Torchwood. All you need to know, Jack Harkness. He's very gay in that show. There's also gay romance. I was just trying to think. Oh my god, I know that the fucking showrunner, that he has like a show that's, it's a dumbass name, like very common words, that is very gay, but I don't remember it. The struggle is real. I really didn't think I struggled so much, but I really like try to dig deep. Okay, easy one, the transgender issue. Obviously, then there's a book called Ace by Angela Chen about asexuality, very good book. The Bible, that's a collection of essays about bisexuality. Then dating the youth BTQ was another book I read for my thesis. Oh, I was like, the Bible? No. The Bible is gay, okay? Jesus was gay. Confirmed. No. Then, I don't know, like, in my mind, I spent so much time doing research for my thesis that it's just, like, prominent. Voice and Cry is staying on my mind, even though I already listed that. Then, fuck. Technically The Imitation Game. Because it's about Alan Turing, who was gay, and he is also gay in the movie. The Power of Dog, I think is the title. That's a western where one of the guys is gay. Shit movie, but he is gay in the movie. Easy one. The Danish Girl, with, is based on a book, but also the movies with Eddie Redmayne. It's an okay movie. Oh, a movie that I hate. It's like, has like a dumbass name. Oh my god. It's like, blue is, it's like blue is something color. Yellow rule, yellow doesn't need to like the media in question. Noted. Yeah, that is another rule. Because there is some shit. I was thinking of, oh my god, why, like, all the media that comes to mind is like stuff I remember the plot of, but I'm like, I don't 100% remember the movie title, because especially if it has like a really generic title. But I'm like, was this the title? I think this is Happiest Season, I'm pretty sure. The lesbian Christmas movie with Kristen Stewart in it. I'm pretty sure that's called Happiest Season. You can fact check me if that's wrong. Like, I will have to replace it. I'm really trying to think of more books because I've read like shit tons. Oh, like ones that I own. Where's the Mother? That's one of the books I bought in the UK last time I was there. It's about a trans guy who gave birth to his children, and it's essays and stuff. The Mayor of Castor Street. About Harvey Milk, obviously. 100 queer stuff's nice. Yeah, I'm listing. So far we're at 43. It's proving to be a little bit more difficult because I'm kind of having a brain foggy day, like a bit like, you know. And I'm obviously not allowed to look at like my bookshelf or anything. So this is just from the memory. This is a German book, but still counts. It's a memoir by a trans guy. Truly the challenges life. How's hi, Super Up? You're doing well. I'm thinking. What's that show? Shit. What's the title? Are we allowed to help you or no backseating? No backseating. I'm trying to challenge myself. No help, sorry. Yeah, you're allowed to, like, if it's already listed, you're allowed to talk about it. But if it's not listed, then you're not allowed to mention it. So far, we have Einstein and Eddington, Meet Cute Diary, The Passing Playbook, Celeste, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Before We Were Trans Like Me, Brokeback Mountain, Sexy Like Us, Me Little Deaf Queer, Fake Dates and Mooncakes, Moonlight, Please Like Me, Sort of, Boys Don't Cry, Orlando, Compound Fracture, Hell Followed With Us, Red, White, and Royal Blue, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, Glee, Strange World, Deadwood Detectives, Good Omens, Paris is Burning, Transgeneration, Gaming in Color, Orange is the New Black, The L Word, Queer as Folk, Transparent, Torchwood, The Transgender Issue, Ace, The Bible, Interrogating the Use of LGBTQ Slurs, The Imitation Game, The Power of Dog, Danish Girl, Happiest Season, Where's the Mother, The Mayor of Castor Street, and Ich bin German book, but I count it because I do own this book as well. It's quite good. That's all. Like, if you want to mention like any thoughts about any of this, you are allowed to be like, hey, I don't think this is queer media. You are allowed to object, and then we can discuss. But so far, I feel like I'm doing pretty solid. Trying to think of more, because there's some stuff where I'm like, this could be borderline. Let's say Our Life Beginnings and Always. You can be not gay in the book. In the game, I mean. Meaning, if you play it a certain way, it is not queer media, but you can play it as queer media. You can play a queer storyline. So, I don't know. It's the same way I feel like it is 100 gay, yeah. I don't think it would count because, like, The Sims is a game you can play 100% not queer, but you can also play it queer. You know what I mean? I feel like if it's avoidable, then it's, like, not queer. You know what I mean? Like, not as queer, basically. Trying to think of more books. Bitch, you gay moms. You have gay moms? Oh, you do! I forgot. Sorry. God, there was another game we played recently, but I don't have it in my mind. Still trying to think of more like romance books I've read, but I'm kind of hung up on. Oh, obviously! Heartstopper! Oh my god, I can't believe it took me until 45 to mention Heartstopper, fucking hell. And obviously then I could do Radio Silence. Was waiting for that, damn, yeah, my brain did not. And then I can also mention obviously Nick and Charlie. I'll count that. I always forget what the bloody what about the boy band is called, but at a gaff. trying to gaff up at this one. And oh yeah. They both die at the end. Madame Severa, very sad. History is all you left me. Also Madame Severa. Very sad. Despair, lots of sad stuff. I'm just mentally going through like authors I know, and then I'm like trying to remember all the books they published. If it's ones that I have multiples of, like multiple books by the same author. So I do know Adam Severa. Then trying to think. We despair. Wait, Nintendo gets on the ship. What if Nintendo's but it was just queer dogs? That would be epic. I'd love that. Honestly, Nintendo needs to come to make a comeback. For real, for real. Then Glitterland by Alexis Hall. I've read that one, and also fuck. I've read another one. Oh, my brain is exploding. For real. Obviously the house in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune as a gay romance. And then Bear, Otter, and the Kid, also by TJ Klune, which is also a gay romance. Quite a bit older though, stylistically. Oh yeah, what I just read, Sub-Assembly Required, which is a trans memoir. Schmoovin, very schmoovin. Thoughts. Sorted, I'm pretty sure it's just called Sorted, which is another memo by a trans guy. There's also a YouTuber. Not a bad book, by the way. I think I had the audiobook at some point. And just thinking of memoirs I've read. I don't remember if it's called Real. It's Recognizing Real. But all I know is some anime, TV shows, and movies. I think you're doing awesome so far. I'm really trying here. Oh yeah, Given, which is an anime, speaking of anime, that I recommended in the media recommendation stream to someone who was asking for LGBT animated shows. Oh yeah, The Owl House, obviously. Also very queer. 57. Then Owl House, fuck yeah, I love The Owl House. Good, really, really good show. Oh yeah. Okay, the Sunbearer Trials, excellent book series, or duology, with a trans main character and a gay romance, also multiple other queer characters. Really good. Love that one. Fuck, what's the other book? It's by Aiden Thomas, who also wrote Cemetery Boys. Cemetery Boys. This is another gay trans romance. I think there's like one that's called just like Birthday or Birthdays. I don't know if it's just Birthday or Birthday though, so I can't note it because I also have not read it. So. Oh my god, the book we literally mentioned like last stream, I think. Emergence. This This is like, I don't remember the subtitles, but subtitles I don't have to name. Imagine that's the first memoir published by a trans man in America in 1977. Shout out. Then this makes me realize I've read a lot of memoirs by people. Wow, Fire! Oh, Cat Brow! Cat Brow! Hi, Fire, how you go? I'm doing the listing 100 Queer Media Works challenge, and I'm really working for it. I'm really working for it. One Day at a Time? I've never watched that show, but I know. And then what Elle has been talking to me about, Modern Family, another show I've never watched. Glizzy, but apparently has a gay couple in it. 62, 911 also has a lesbian couple in it. Also never watched it, but I do know of this. Have you listed yourself looking? The yellow Twitch chat, does that count? Aware. I've not listed myself so far. I feel like that would be a bit silly. What am I thinking of? Thoughts in my brain. This is a lot more challenging than I thought, just because I'm kind of having a little bit of a brain foggy. You're technically Queer Media court. That I feel like it's a lot of stuff is like falling out of my brain that normally wouldn't. You're not allowed to help, by the way. If you say anything that isn't listed already, you are getting bonked. Your message will be deleted. But it's meant to be a challenge to me. And it is being a bit of a challenge. Mostly because like a lot of stuff I half remember. And I don't remember enough to note down. Go offline right now, this sucks. I'm sorry, we can yap about it once I've hit the challenge, if I do actually manage it, because oh my god, I'm just forgetting a lot of books. I'm just forgetting a lot of books. We gotta do with one with the chatters. Yeah, that we could do one after. I just want to try and get for real, but nah, I don't care. Wait. People pout. Oh my god, it's a great emote. For real, but nah, I don't care. We could do one after, because if there's stuff that I don't list, you could list it afterwards. Oh, unpacking. Main characters are gay. Jumped to my mind. Hi, I'm just gonna sit and look at your list of judge. Oh yeah, if you want to see the list, I can scroll up real quick and you can read while I'm thinking. There we go. There. I'm not gonna read it out every time just because I feel like that would be repetitive. Friend thing. So. Yeah. Revamp. Thoughts. Evil, I know some that aren't on the list, and gun, you will get none of them from me. Damn. Some stuff is like, it's a bit too borderline. Like, I would personally count it as like queer, even if it's not confirmed queer. But for this list, if you don't know the rules, there is this, it has to be, the character is textually confirmed, like on screen. They identify in some way as queer. There's a relationship between two characters of the same gender, irrespective of if the characters call themselves anything, like any identity. It has to, or it could be historically queer coded, as in it was like censored during like the Hays Code or something. It has to be a book, TV show, movie, musical, or video game. Only one adaptation, and I don't have to have consumed it, and typos are allowed. Because some of them I'm like, I only remember like half the title, or oh, the music of What Happens by Bill Königsberg, I'm pretty sure. This is another like gay summary romance. I do want to reread this. I originally had an advanced reader's copy for this, and I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars, so I eventually ended up having a physical copy in my to add to my collection. But I wanted to reread it because I did originally read it in German, and I wanted to read it in English. So that one. Even I'm hmjingen. No. No. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of like this one Netflix show that I've never seen, but I know it was cancelled. Okay, well, one of them I had was Sonic's and sort of queer ships the community, but doesn't count since they're not canonically queer at all. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I think is like, it's like kind of queer adjacent, but like it's not 100% there, you know what I mean? So, or it's just too minor. Like a lot of the long procedural shows I've watched recently, or I've thought about recently a lot, you have like a minor queer characters or episodes that focus on queer topics, but not generally as a show. I can't even remember the name of the main one I'm thinking of. We have talked about it together before. That's vague enough for me to not count it as a hint. Like stuff that say the Minecraft movie. Is it kind of queer? From what I've seen people talk about it, yeah. Is it confirmed queer? No. So that kind of stuff. Or like Sonic is another great example. Oh, Andy Mack. Great show. As a confirmed queer character. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Can't believe I forgot that so long. I'm thinking of shows that I found out about because people were talking about it being gay online. And those shows I both started watching because one of the main characters came out as queer. MC Movie is so queer, but not actually queer. Yeah, I see ship posts of Steve and what's his name? Garrison or something? Like all the time. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, iconic obviously. Oh, of course! Wait. Homicide! Life on the Street, because 2 main queer characters. Okay, question. Should we count House MD because we do have 13 who is canonically bisexual in the main cast for several of the seasons? Do we count that? Or are you gonna object? Homicide does have 2 characters that are on, like one of which is on for every season, so I feel like that's less contested. Do we count House MD as queer media? It is also homophobic media, but like, this list is not good queer media. It's just all media that is queer. You know what I mean? Like, there is some shit on here that I don't think is good. But like, wait, but I'm a Cheerleader. Like, never watched it, but I know this is like an iconic lesbian movie. Leader. Let's go. Remember the name of the one I was thinking of. No, I don't know. I haven't watched House. I have watched House multiple times. But I'm a Cheerleader is iconic. Call Me By Your Name is what I was thinking of. Of movies I hadn't seen, but I do want to. Name. Call Me By Your Name. Also very iconic gay movie. That's what I'm thinking of, but I'm really struggling to remember. Like a lesbian historical romance movie. Is it? Wait, the one that I was thinking was Can you check if this is the movie I'm thinking? Like, if this is a movie, Blue is Not a Warm Color. I'm pretty sure it's a French sapphic romance movie, but I'm not 100% if that's the title. Lava looking. Me stopping myself from spoiler because I'm thinking of so many. Yeah, it's just like when you're put on the spot. Do check, please, James, if you could. Because I hated this movie, by the way. If this, like, the movie I mean when I say this. But typos are allowed, but, like, wrong put-downs are not allowed. Because it is, like, it's warmest! Okay, then I don't count it. I don't count it. It doesn't count. Rip Bozo. But yeah, I didn't like that movie. It was close. It was very close. Yeah, that's the thing. I have to, like, get it right. And some of them I'm like, I'm not 100% confident on the exact title. I would count it in my opinion. I'm not counting it. I'm not counting it. Like, that is not typo. That's, like, wrong. Even if it was close. Queer Eye. It's a given. 5 main characters, well, queer. We do count non-fiction or like reality shows and stuff as well. And J, which I'm pretty sure is a reality show about Jazz Jennings, maybe, who's a, I don't remember her last name, but her first name is definitely Jazz, who's a young, like, trans girl. She got her own reality show at the time. Then... Okay. Like, damn, I've read so many gay books, but I'm really just struggling to remember without looking at my shelf. Thoughts. Fuck. There's like one that got adapted to a movie. Why did I just remember random facts instead of the names of the things? It's so annoying. Oh my god. I'm annoying myself deeply. I thought this would be like easy as pie, but I'm really struggling. Wait, let me scroll back and see if anything sparks my brain. At the streamer, thank you. Yeah, this is hard because I'm also having kind of a brain despair moment. Today, generally, it's just kind of been like one of those days. I really tried to thought not gay enough. Problem is I am very gay. A lot of stuff I'm just kind of, it's just like, I keep just thinking of stuff that's not gay for some reason. Being converted by the straight agenda. Fuck. I think we can count the Umbrella Academy. Queer main character, there's quite a lot of queer storyline. 2 queer main characters. I'll count it. I'll allow it. Yes, I would agree. I think that's allowed. That's allowed. I will allow this. I just watched this movie yesterday. Even though it is awful, there is a lot of queer characters, including one of the main characters being implied bisexual. He does talk about having like a relationship with another girl at one point. Playlist. I'm a straight guy, but I consume way more queer media than normal media, I guess. Lol, fair enough. There are some bangers out there. This is not one of them, though. Never Have I Ever. The Netflix show, one of the main characters is a lesbian. Then fuck. There's one that was I was about to say there's one that was cancelled. But like that applies to a lot of Netflix shows, unfortunately. I know that Sense8 is queer. Pretty sure there's a lesbian romance. I will count Supernatural. Sue me. It has a queer main character that is on the show for what? Fucking 11 seasons, and also multiple other queer characters. I'll count it. I'll allow it. Gatito. My boy Castiel, they did him wrong, but he was queer the whole time, so like, Court. Masters of Sex has quite multiple queer men, like frequently reoccurring side characters. Good show though, good show. And I'm just thinking of stuff that oh wait. Right. Young Things, which Michael Sheen is also in, and he's very gay in this movie. Then pretty sure Philadelphia is gay. It's about a guy who is gay and gets AIDS. Delphia. One. Oh my gosh, what movie am I thinking of? There was like one that animated movie. Fuck. Was it Frankenweenie or was it the other? God damn it, I don't know. It was like one that had a animated stop motion movie. One of the guys came out as gay. Okay, Chick I can mention though. The German novel also was made into a movie. I've never watched the movie though. Two boys go on a road trip, one of them comes out as gay. Very good movie. Not the movie. I can't talk about the movie because I've not seen it, but the book's really good. One of the few books we had to read in school that I actually really liked. Wilder Girls. Didn't like that one, but is got sapphic romance. Even if it was an ass book, didn't like it. Does the Challenges? Oh, Challenges. Does Challenges count? Surely. I've not seen it. Thoughts. Me when I think the brain is bad. It's really bad today. I don't know. I keep having like half thoughts, but I'm like, oh, it's too little to put down. Because it's not proper. Proper enough for it. I'm trying to like basically use memory bridges because I'm really struggling. A lot of them is like too vague to really go off of anything. Brains. You want a brain. The braining is not very good. did already say the L word. Brain goes to Buffy, but I don't know if Buffy has confirmed gay characters. Just gives queer energy, you know what I mean? Without having ever seen it, but I'm like, how's that vibe? I think. Alright. Laundry. Reminder. I don't think I should try and remember more books I've read. I have read a lot of queer books. Especially like queer YA, really I should remember more there. Just books in general. I'll try to remember more like as well. I know I have one that I haven't read yet called Microdosing Testosterone. Oh, there we go. Can't spell. That I got from Pride like 2 years ago, maybe last year. I don't know. Then. I'm pretty sure it's called The Invisible Orientation, if you could look that up, James. It's a book about asexuality. I haven't read that one yet. I'm pretty sure it's called that. Then... fuck. There's one I read, which I loved. About serving in the military. It's something like... it's about like being dismissed from the military, but I don't remember the title. Oh my god. So evil. Evilch. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, slay. This is a lot harder than I thought. It's just like all the knowledge has left my brain suddenly. Oh, Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. One of my characters' brother is gay. Fuck. There's one... Alex Strangelove. Book about a boy who finds out he's bisexual. Not book, movie. Not too bad. And the T in LGBT Plus by Rami Jane. Not Jane's. Jamie Rains, there we go. aka Jammy Dodger the YouTuber. I want to read this, but I haven't. I'm not expecting it to be like groundbreaking because like I know a decent amount about the topic already, but you know, I like supporting creators I enjoy. So I'm hyped whenever anyone releases a book. Yippee! Book time. Oh, what's that fucking really sad one? Oh my god, I don't remember. Fucking hell. I can see the cover in front of my mind. If I could like beam the cover onto the screen right now, I would, but I can't. I can't list it. Was the Secret History gay? I don't remember. Can you look that up? By Donna something. A very popular Black Academia novel. Look that up, please. If it is gay, I don't remember. I'm not. I just can't know because there was another book I read, which is also a Dark Academia book, which is gay. I don't remember if this one was or not. It's like because it's like one of those where you have like a big main cast, like 7 main characters or something, and I'm not sure if one of them was gay or not. Donna Tartt. Her name. One could case have to redo that. I think anyway, so. Oh, one got into my mind. Ren Martin ruins it all. Ace, also gay. One of the books I got as a advanced reader's copy. Fuck. Lost? That one works, not the show, the book. About... Oh wait, it's not just Lost, it's... Something is lost. Oh, is it just Lost? No, Less! It's Less, not Lost. I don't know why I thought Lost. Because I have the DVD for Lost on my desk. Less. About Arthur Less, who's a gay man. And the second one is Less is Lost, which I feel like would be cheating to list both of them. Or would it be? I don't make. Would it? Would you count that as cheating if I have both? This is like the first book and then the sequel. Couldn't have had any confirmation, but I suspecting one of the characters is queer. Okay, I'll list it down because I know there's one that is viewed similarly. As in, it's like in the same genre, but has a confirmed queer character. So I'll leave it. Yeah, do you consider Less and Less is Lost as cheating? Or no? God, it's so hard. They are different books I would allow. Okay. The struggle is I have so many books where I'm like, I half remember the title, and if I could just like look it up, I would like immediately know and be like, oh my god, how could I have forgotten? But obviously I'm not allowed. So I do know that if we allow different books in the same series, there's also the first to die at the end, which is the sequel to They Both Die at the End. We're allowing that. Oh my god, we're so close, guys. We could do it. Oh my god, like the second I'm done, you guys are allowed to say anything that I didn't mention. And it's gonna be so many things that I'm gonna be like, oh fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna smack my head. It's like, how could I have not remembered that? Like, so many books I really like that I just completely am blanking like crazy on. Honestly, mostly books. I know there's George. I forgot the author's name, but it's about a kid who finds out he's a romantic, I'm pretty sure, or A, so both. I already have a list going, lol. Slay. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. No, it was. I don't remember if it was the one that he renamed. Can you look that up really quickly? Because I know that he renamed one of the books which originally had the character's dead name as the name for the book into the name that she adopts, that like her proper name being Melissa. If you could look that up. I forgot the author's name, unfortunately. It's a queer middle grade book. But trans girl. Then he also wrote a different one which had like also just like the convention of having just the first name. And I don't remember if it was George and that got renamed into Melissa, or if George was a separate book and another book got renamed into Melissa. If you could look that up, I would be yeah, it's Melissa now, it was George before. Okay, perfect. I didn't remember because he wrote another book which might have been like Nick or something. I'm not gonna list it because I don't remember it enough by title. That I only, because I didn't own that book, I had it as a an audiobook actually on Spotify, and I liked that one though because it had like quite a nice relationship between this guy and his grandfather, all about him figuring out his sexuality. He was like one of Melissa's classmates. It was quite cute. I'm thinking of oh, the Civil War. Yes, I couldn't remember the start because I just remembered the name. The Civil War of fuck, because he's called Abernathy with last name, which is like such a memorable thing. The Civil War of fuck, something Abernathy. God damn it, forgot the first name. It's not Ethan. Oh fuck, I don't remember the Civil War. Fuck no. The Civil War of... It's not Ethan. Wait, can you look up if it is? And tell me if it is. The Civil War... It's not Ethan, I'm very sure not. It's something Abernathy, but I don't know. I don't remember. Don't tell me, but just like look up what it is. And if I was at all close. A bit ago I like remembered the first one, but it's like escape. A fun book though. Another middle grade book. King... Okay. King and... It was not Ethan, the edit star was correct though, yeah. King and the Dragonflies? Is gay, I'm pretty sure. Maud's brother's death. Oh yeah. I will count that. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. Read that recently. Oh, yes, wait. Deposing Nathan. I'm remembering stuff from the reading challenges I've read recently. Evan, come on, we're so close. The Build a Boyfriend Project. Pretty sure that's an upcoming book. I've not read that one yet. I do want to though. It's also something like something Boyfriend Club, but I don't remember the title enough. This is just to say a lot of books, like A, my brain is bad, but also a lot of books have very, like even if they're beautiful, wonderful, fun books, have very similar titles, which means it's easy to mix them up mentally. Come on, I only need 3 more. I can do this, guys. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. I really thought I would have this like in 45 minutes or something. Like worried the stream would be too short. Oh yeah, this is like hard. It's like my brain is just like mixing up 800 titles into like one soup, and it's really weird and confusing. Put a smile. You guys have like so. I can imagine you tearing your hair out because there's so many things that come to mind that I'm not mentioning. Promise it's because it's like half remembered in my brain. So evil. It's so evil. Yes and no, because I know some, but not nearly 100. I know way more than 100 normally. I think I know 100 books at least. I have a list of like 25 plus, yeah. But right now a lot of them are just not coming to my mind. Sucks. I'm trying to like use my mental images of like stuff how I organize it in my life. I could be a bit transgender readers, a very nominal text in the book in transgender studies. I have like 3 in the brain. Then oh, transgender history. Excellent book, by the way. Loved it. Used that one a lot for my thesis. And number 100, come on. I can do this. I'm remembering my list that I wrote down for potential stuff to use during my thesis, so that's kind of like something I've looked at a lot, so it's kind of pop into mind easy. A bad decade for good people. This is a gay romance. Gay character. I bought that in Queer Independent Shop recently. Guys, oh my god. I'm gonna look at my bookshelf right now. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I forgot fucking One Last Stop. Even though I've just mentioned Red, White, and Royal Blue on the list. Let me look. Conventionally Yours was what I was trying to think. Clappy, thank you guys. What I was trying to think of. Because I was like thinking like out in my order. Oh my god. The Heart's Invisible Furies! Oh fuck, that one I really wanted to mention. Phoenix Ever After as well. Oh, I Wish You All the Best. And that was another one I was like, oh, I know there's a movie being made that came out a while back for that. Imogen, obviously I could have said Percy Jackson. Yeah, Percy Jackson, the main series. I would have had to name the book which I haven't gotten to that part of the series yet, but I already know. Is it like, I forgot what part it is because there's like a bit of allusion in the main Percy Jackson books about Nico being gay, and I do know about like the romance stuff there, but that's all books that I've not read, so that's why I didn't mention it. What else was I? A Lady for a Duke is also one that I was really trying to think of, but that was another one by Alexis Hall. Oh. Because You'll Never Meet Me. Bottoms! Oh, Bottoms! Fuck. Yeah, I've watched Bottoms too, so I have no excuse. Fuck, I didn't even think about it. Camp I could have mentioned as well. The Spirit Bares Its Teeth. That's the Andrew Joseph White book I couldn't remember for the life of me. Jesus Christ. Also, anything by Patrick Ness I didn't remember. Like Release, or the rest of us just live here. I'm looking at my bookshelf. By him. a lot of books he's written are very gay. I could have also done What If It's Us? Like the Becky Albertelli, Adam Silvera collab book. Oh, I could have done. Oh my god, so many books. SMH, the brain digital. Oh, the Pink Line I didn't mention, it's another non-fiction one. And I didn't mention a Trans Britain as well. I did mention Mo's A Transmission, Queer Intentions. I did mention a lot of the books I actually own. But yeah, let me hear your ones that you that I didn't list. This took me a lot longer than I thought. Okay, list by the chatters. Okay. Bottoms, and I'll add. But I don't know which book this happened, so we're not going to list just Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson itself isn't particularly queer. Anything that I missed that you're like, what the fuck? How could you have missed that one? So many I'm like, fuck, I almost remembered that, but I am a guy with kind of bad memory who relies a lot on keeping stuff. I could have done No One Taught Me How to Be a Man. Now I read ASL, also read recently. I've read a lot of queer books, which is why it's embarrassing that I didn't even mention that many. There's my hashtag. Text. Queer. Yeah, I've marked 320 books as queer that I've read. Mind you, heard of. Could have also mentioned In the Lives of Puppets because I think that one's like the ace. Calling My Dead Name Home. Dreadnought. Yeah, trans people here. Could have mentioned that. How to Focus. The Fights That Make Us, which is a great book. Yeah, that one was one other one I was struggling. The Borrow a Boyfriend Club. I wasn't sure if it was the Borrow a Boyfriend Club. The Mitchells vs. Machines. True. That one does have. Wait, where's the gay in that? She's gay, right? The main girl. Forgot. Turning Red. Have gay characters? Yeah, I've never watched, so I could have mentioned that. Elemental, I've never watched. Nimona! Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, she's gay. Nimona, I can't believe I forgot. RWBY, I've never watched. In a Heartbeat, fuck! I could have mentioned a Heartbeat. Last of Us, never watched. Baldur's Gate, never played. Bad End Theater, never played. Signatus, never played. In Stars of Time, never played. Spider-Man, never played. Life is Strange, true, forgot. Horizon, never played. Guilty Gear, never played. Yeah, to be fair, most of the ones you've mentioned, Super, I've just not played or watched, so I didn't know they were gay or queer. Could have mentioned Celestial Monsters, which is the sequel to the Sunbear Trials. This is how it always is. Could have done that one. There's so many like history books I also read, like A Queer History of the United States, A Queer New York. I could have mentioned those. Fuck. Brian and Avery as well. But like, this is what I mean. A lot of them are just ones that have like really generic names. So I found it hard to remember them on the spot. Rachel Maddow, Take Me Brian, Bryson Keller I could have mentioned as well. The Infant Noise, I don't know about that. The Upside of Unrequited. Or Unrequited. Autobiography, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot that. Day Gold. Loveless by Alice Oseman, I forgot. The Heart's Invisible Furies is such a beautiful book, by the way. I really need to reread that one. It's been so many years. Actually don't remember, because I wrote a thesis, not a thesis, I wrote a paper about it. Stunning. Really sad though. Undertale! My Policeman! Oh my god, I own that, but I haven't read it. I won't list all of them, because that's not a bad list. Hearts of Furies, it's been 5 years since I read that, Jesus. It's a long time. Well, speaking of stuff I'm reading, I started reading Fetch, the second of the Fazbear Frights books. So that was on my mind, but that's obviously not queer. Not directly, anyway. Yeah, that's the list. Ah, with movies as well, I could have done a lot more. Because I literally have on Letterboxd, I have a list that's literally like queer media I need to watch. Like a queer movies watch list. There's like so many. Like how many do I have on this list, Loki? 226, if you're wondering. But I'm a cheerleader, I did remember right. I'm glad about that. A lot of them have very... I could have just put down Pride because that's also a movie. Rocket Man I could have done. Oh, the Christmas setup. That's like I was really trying to remember any of the Christmas movies I'd watched, the queer ones, but they all have really fucking generic names. So sue me, like The Holiday Sitter. How the fuck am I meant to remember that shit? I'm glad I remember Challenges though. Might not having watched it. I could have mentioned Rent. Fuck, I didn't even mention any musicals. I completely forgot. I could have also mentioned falsettos. Bohemian Rhapsody, yeah, as well. I have watched that too. So, I was Gaby Baby, by the way. So, and in Chick they did the movie in English is called Goodbye Berlin. If any. Oh, I could have mentioned Every Day. That's also very, very queer. Disclosure I was thinking of as well, but I didn't remember exactly. The Stroll. Ladybird as well, fuck. God damn it, I got Agatha All Along, which I've not watched yet. Oh, The Boys in the Band, fuck, I've watched that too! Like, Jesus Christ. Remember, and I forgot so many things that I've just not watched. I mean, what the hell? What the hell, boy? I remember Orlando though. Oh, but everybody's talking about Jamie. I also forgot about that one. Rip Bozo. Well, this was a lot harder than I thought, but we did get through 100. I'm just curious, kind of, how many books I actually mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the book and a movie. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, book and a movie. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 technically, 35. I have actually read the book and watched the movie. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. More than half for books. I'm pretty proud of that, to be honest. I'm pretty proud. Even though it took me a lot longer than I thought to do this challenge. But yeah, since last week I did finish watching Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, and it's an awful movie that I cannot believe was made. It's bad. I gave it 1 star out of 10. That's how bad it is. Absolutely awful. I didn't have high hopes for it as it was, but yeesh. Yeesh is what I'm thinking. I forgot to list it in my app. The book is like okay. It's not great, but it's not too bad. The movie is actually so awful. It makes the book look like a masterpiece. I'm not even kidding. And it's such a shame because like I normally like Michael Cera, but in that movie he's just like so underwhelming. God, please free me from the cell. Einstein and Edison is Eddington, sorry. I kept thinking it was Edison, but it's Eddington. Very important distinction. That one's quite fun so far. I do love just I do just love David Tennant, but it's also fun, and I didn't know that this guy was very likely was actually gay. But he is not 100% confirmed because it was an era where being gay was not legal in the UK, so he was like posited. It was speculated up until he died that he may or may not have been gay because he was an eternal bachelor. But in the movie, he is definitely gay. Yeah, most of the stuff I listed is either stuff I've not. It is stuff that I have consumed and liked. Some stuff I have not, but I do want to, and then a few things I were memorable in a bad way because I didn't like them. Oh my god. Still trying to think if there's anything that was like on the tip of. Oh yeah, Conduct Unbecoming, about the military gays. And The Band Played On, also incredible book, but very dense. Gender Failure I could have mentioned as well. Oh, Page Boy by Elliot Page. Fuck, what people about that? Happens. If you want more media, like focused streams, I highly recommend checking the VODs channel for the media recommendation streams we did. There is a playlist called like PowerPoint streams or something that has all of the ones that are kind of that genre, and it has those streams in there as well because we do a lot of yapping about media in those, and it's really, really fun. I'm gonna make another one of those soon. I will warn you though beforehand, because basically the way it works, I put out a Google form and you guys can fill out what you're looking for, and then I find stuff that matches your request. It's super fun, and I love doing those streams. Be there, be square. Yeah, it's pretty fun and a lot more challenging than I thought. Turns out my brain is a bit of a sieve sometimes, and I just can't remember shit. But maybe there's something here that you didn't know about and that now intrigues you. Stuff that I say going through. Obviously, Einstein and Eddington I haven't finished watching yet. I have like 20 minutes left in the movie, but it is quite. It's like set in World War I, just starting. It's obviously about Einstein as a person he was kind of a crazy guy, at least how he's portrayed in the movie, and also about Eddington, who they're both these scientific minds and they're surrounded by a world that's being caught up in this war, whereas they both really just care about science. And Einstein cares about cheating on his wife, but like, let's not talk about that. And Eddington is just mourning his friend who just died in the war, but like, friend, aka his lover. Well, he wanted him to be his lover, he never confessed at times. Utica Diary, very cute YA trans book, would recommend. The Passing Playbook is also a YA and about a trans guy, really cute. So that's obviously, I feel like it's very known. You play as a trans girl. I struggle deeply with the gameplay, but I do like the story. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is a very funny show. If you like musicals, I'd say give it a watch mayhaps. It's funny. Before We Were Trans, literally perspective shifting like crazy. It's all about people who we could consider under the trans umbrella and how to talk about historical people who may or may not have been like, if they had the words, they might have identified as trans as well, but their life experiences fall under the umbrella of trans identity or trans experience, more like. Super like mind-opening in my opinion. Would recommend. Trans Like Me is a collection of essays about being trans in the UK. It's very contemporary, very funny. If you have any people in your life that maybe are struggling to understand like anything about trans people and you want like to have an easy way to educate them, there's some incredible essays in this. Highly recommend. Brokeback Mountain haven't watched, can't talk about it deeply, just know of it. Sex Like Us is about, it's a disability, sexuality, and like humor, and kind of how those identities intersect, and how people use humor to kind of talk about their experiences both with sexuality and disability. I found it quite illuminating. It's a little bit academic, but not too much. Thought it was really cool. Me Little Deaf Queer. This is a memoir by a deaf queer person who talks about like becoming deaf and on their experiences. Pretty sure just the author uses she/her pronouns, but not 100%. With being a comedian, but also being deaf and having that intersection, and then the intersection of queerness. I thought it was very well done. I read this book to analyze this book here in a paper I wrote. Fake Dates, Mooncakes, really like fluffy, nice gay romance, but it does talk about grief. Main character's like digesting the death of his mom, and it's also about intercultural exchange. It's a little bit of a like the Prince and the Pauper kind of romance situation where his love interest is very like high status. Moonlight I have watched. Please Like Me. It's about a comedian who is gay, and it's like a very, honestly, quite a deep kind of like, it's not really a sitcom per se, but it's like a comedy show that also does talk about things like dysfunctional relationships between children and parents, also about grief, coming to terms with your sexuality. Oh, I could have done, speaking of, I could have done Smile, which is a show with a very similar concept, except it's about a disabled gay guy who's also a comedian. Quite a solid show. Sort of, I watched recently. It is about a non-binary person who is kind of struggling a little bit which direction to go with their life, and they're currently doing a bunch of part-time work, including being a nanny. But then the family that they nanny for, the mother has a severe bike accident, and suddenly our main character finds themselves to be a lot more involved in being a person in that family's life. And it's quite well done, very cool and diverse queer cast. Very, very interesting. Boys Don't Cry I haven't watched, Allowed to have read or watched. About Fracture, Chef's Kiss. It's about a trans autistic like socialist in the Midwest in America, and it's about like labor conflicts in the small town that he lives in, and it's raw, it's visceral, it's really like gritty, phenomenal read. I do want a physical copy of this book so badly because I love the author. He's incredible. This is Andrew Joseph White, who like all of his characters are basically gay and or trans autistic characters, and it's, what do you say, it's like trans rage. It's a lot of like badass characters who are like fighting back against the bullshit in the world, and it's epic. Hell Following With Us is by him as well. This is about a trans guy who gets infected with a like parasite that is being worshipped by a religious cult that he's a part of, and he tries to escape. It's a very like apocalyptic type story. Very, very cool. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Both watched the movie and read the book. It's like the son of the president of the US, ex-British prince romance story. I feel like it's quite well known. It's cute, it's fun. I like the book more than I like the movie, but the movie is also cutesy. Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda is the book that Love, Simon, the movie, is based on. Kind of a classic of YA like gay rom-coms. I think it's cute, it's fun. We never watched Strange World. I don't like this movie because of the way it's handling generational conflict, but it does have a cute gay romance and character in it. So Dead Boy Detective is one of my favorite shows ever. I'm still sad it only got one season. It's two boys who have died, have become ghosts, but refuse to go to the afterlives, but instead are solving ghost crime cases, and it's so fucking good. Incredible world building, deep, like complex characters, great gay rep. Incredible. Do watch it, even if it only has one season, and probably will never get another, but it's so fucking good. Good Omens, I feel like I don't need to yap about it. I mean, like everyone kind of knows about it. An Angel and a Demon. the ultimate star-crossed lover situation. Absolutely stunning. Very excited for the movie. Paris is Burning haven't seen, Transgeneration haven't seen, Gaming in Color haven't seen, Orange is the New Black tried several years ago, like 10 years ago, and I didn't really like it, but I do want to give it another shot. The L Word, never watched. Queers Folk, same story as Orange is the New Black, want to give it a shot. Transparent, never watched. Torchwood, I really want to rewatch. It's the Doctor Who spin-off show that deals with the organization Torchwood, who handles like basically like the emergency option for any kind of alien activity on the planet if the Doctor isn't available from Doctor Who. And it has Jack Harkness, who is a like essentially pansexual character, and there's also gay romance and shit. I haven't rewatched it in years though, I really need to. The Transgender Issue, another book that's really poignant and good about like especially UK perspective trans issues, super well done. Ace, beautiful book about asexuality. If you're at all interested in the topic, if it's at all relevant to you, I highly recommend. I thought it was very, very insightful. It has a great writing style, very accessible, very approachable. But it also kind of goes into a lot of different topics that are connected to, like why is like sexuality and or like a lack of sexual interest, like why is that a topic? Why does that have like such an impact on people? Really, really well done. The Bible, I read the second one actually, not the first one that I mentioned here. Is a bunch of essays about sexuality. I read the second one and I thought it was like decently well done. Obviously an essay collection is always a bit like up and downsy, so who knows? Might be interesting to you, might not. If you like essay collections, I'd say give it a shot. Interrogating the use of LGBTQ slurs is very academic. I would only recommend if you're doing anything that's related to the topic in like your university or anything. Imitation Game, never watched. Power of the Dog, awful. Fucking ass, it's a western. So slow. The gay character is played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and this character is fucking shit as hell. Don't recommend this movie. The Danish Girl, obviously maybe not. It's like not ideal that it's an adaptation of Lily Elbe, who was like one of the first known people to undergo any kind of like bottom surgery, any kind of like gender reassignment surgeries, and he was very well known for this and did die of a complication of one of those surgeries, unfortunately. She wrote a memoir and there was a book written about her, which is The Danish Girl, and then they made a movie with Eddie Redmayne playing her, which obviously you can be critical to having a cis actor play a trans character. There's different discourses about this. I thought the movie was like okay. It's not the most perfect portrayal, but not too bad. I was also thinking, Hello Boston Hazbin Hotel, I forgot about those. Fuck, they are very gay. Very queer. Happiest Season, it's fun, it's okay. I found it a bit grating. It's a story about Kristen Stewart's character going home with her girlfriend for Christmas because she has nowhere else to go, but her girlfriend has not told the family that they're together, so they have the whole gal pals treatment from the family, and I thought it was like an okay Christmas movie. Where's the Mother, haven't read yet. The Mayor of Castro Street, really well done. Beautiful, detailed biography of Harvey Milk, if you're at all interested. Oh, I could have also mentioned Milk, the movie with Sean Penn, which I have watched once, but haven't rewatched in many years. This is, in English, is I Am Linus. It's a German book about a trans guy. I thought it was very well written. My Life Begins Always, obviously played on the channel. This is a visual novel game. Heartstopper, I feel like you don't really need no introduction. Gay UK like YA show / graphic novel. It's great. I still need to rewatch the third season. I've been doing a rewatch and just finished the first two. Radio Silence is also by Alice Oseman, who wrote Heartstopper. It's about, well, a kid who has a radio show. He's also a romantic, I'm pretty sure. It's been a long time since I read this one, but I loved it at the time. It's very imaginative. Nick and Charlie from Heartstopper. Great little novella. They both die at the end. Kind of like sci-fi-ish, about a world in which you find out like on the day, like you get a message basically if once you only have 24 hours to live, you get informed and you kind of get that time to basically live your final day. You get assigned a buddy to help you through that final day. And this is a gay romance. It's very sad because they do in fact both die at the end. Like, that's not a cop out. They do both die at the end after we see them like fall in love, and it's very sad but beautiful. History Is All You Left Me is about a guy who's mourning the death of his boyfriend, and then starts to kind of have this little bit of a vibe with another guy who I think he meets at his boyfriend's funeral maybe, but then he has this conflict of still being obviously grieving his boyfriend, but then having this new interest. I thought it was well done. Little Lad is a gay romance about, again, kind of a Prince and the Pauper, two very different class backgrounds. Boys who meet, one is like a fashion model, but he kind of comes from like a lower class background, and then the other is, I think, a journalist, I'm pretty sure. It's very camp, it's very gay. This is an adult novel, by the way. This has sex scenes, so warning. House of Cerulean Sea. Beautiful. This is a fantasy book about a world in which there are people who are born with magical powers, who are born as some sort of like creature hybrids and stuff like that, but they're being regulated by the government, and there's a lot of prejudice against them, and kind of as a consequence, it's common for children who exhibit any kind of magical features to be orphaned, to be abandoned. And then there's obviously an orphanage system, partially government run, and the House of the Cerulean Sea is one of such orphanage houses, and we follow one of the one of the inspectors for the government, who's going to the House of the Cerulean Sea to check on the children that are being housed there and how it's going. And there's but then he kind of finds out that the viewpoint that the government is kind of having towards these children and towards any kind of magical beings is awful, and he kind of starts having a romance with the leader of the House of the Cerulean Sea. It's such a beautiful, stunning book. There is also a sequel. Beautiful. Highly recommend. Bear Otter the Kid is also by the same author. This is a story about a guy who his mum runs out, and he's now left to take care of the kid, being his younger brother. And then he starts having romantic feelings for his friend's older brother. And it's like a gay romance. He's figuring out that he's gay, and then there's also the custody stuff with his younger sibling. It's a bit older. It's a little bit more old school in kind of how certain things are portrayed, but it has a very cute, sweet, found family storyline. It is the first in the series. I do want to read the other ones. Some assembly required. Trans teen boy memoir. I literally talked about this very recently. Sorted, and the trans guy memoir. Given, this is a gay anime about two boys. One is in a band, and he's trying to convince the other one to join the band. Owl House, obviously, I feel like that's kind of well known. The main character ends up in a gay relationship. Also more gay, very gay. Sunbearer Trials, really, if you like Percy Jackson, I would highly recommend reading the Sunbearer Trials. It's very similar concept of it's about demigods, but it's also blending that concept with like a Hunger Games-esque trial, where you have these 10 demigods who are being sent in to compete to become the Sunbearer, and it's a very important role in their society to help keep like the evil gods away. It's stunning, it's beautiful, very queer. The main character is a trans guy, There's also other queer and trans characters in the main cast. Chef's kiss. And it's also focused on like Latin American mythology, so kind of going a bit away from like Greek or like Egyptian or Roman or whatever mythology. So if you are at all interested in kind of stepping outside of those bounds, I'd highly recommend. Cemetery Boys is also about, I'm pretty sure Mexican culture this time specifically, and it's about a boy who is also a trans boy who's trying to kind of be accepted by his family, but ends up accidentally summoning a ghost, and now he kind of like tries to help the ghost get to rest, but also have his family not find out that he fucked up. Emergence I mentioned, Transcan Memoir, but I haven't read it. One Day at a Time I haven't watched, Modern Family I've watched, 911 I haven't watched. Unpacking, obviously the backstory is our main character is gay, ends up in having a family with a woman, really beautiful, iconic game. Music of What Happens, it's about two boys who are working in a food truck over the summer and have a romance, obviously, classic. Very cute, really liked it. Annie Mac, well known for being the first Disney Channel show that has a confirmed gay character, with Cyrus, who comes out in like season, I don't know, 1, end of 1 maybe. But yeah, this is a show about a girl called Andy who finds out, I think on her 13th birthday actually, that her sister is not actually her sister is her mother, who had a teen pregnancy, and so until she being Andy, is that age, she always thought her grandmother was her mother. But now she finds out that, boom, actually, her sister is her mother. And then it's like all about her, like, changing family dynamics as a consequence of that revelation, and she has two best friends, one of whom is called Buffy, shout out for just naming a character Buffy, I thought that was epic. And then her other best friend is Cyrus, who comes out as gay. This is a great show, by the way. Andy Mac is underrated because they talk about a lot of really, like, they talk about fucking gun violence, they talk about anxiety, they talk about racism, they talk about teen pregnancy, and it's a Disney show. Like, it's very well done, and our main character goes through, like, a big journey. Is that a plink? Ah, hi Jonah, welcome to the stream. I watched it when it was airing. I, like, got into it after I'd seen, similar to Brooklyn Nine-Nine actually, because I saw people talk about how cool it was for Cyrus to come out and, like, have the whole scene where he comes out to Buffy and he's like, oh, but what if I like a boy? And she's like, you might be weird, but you're not different, and I accept you. And it was like, it's a beautiful scene. It makes me cry all the time whenever I watched it. And you have this whole arc. There's a lot of topics that I really cover in that show. It's beautiful. And it did get a bit shafted because the guy who played Andy's granddad on the show got outed as, like, a wrong-un. So they had to, like, cut him out of, like, the 3rd season, and, like, it was a bit choppy. Alas, good show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, obviously, long-running show. It's a, like, comedy show about a group of detectives, cops, and has multiple queer characters. I really want to rewatch that soon because I love that show. Homicide: Life on the Street, a 90s procedural, like, crime show. It has multiple queer characters in the main cast. It's underrated as fuck. House MD I mentioned already. It's like a modernized Sherlock show. It's a medical procedural show, but also with a comedy focus. Does have a bisexual character in the main cast for several of the seasons. Never Chilling, never watched. Call Me By Your Name, never watched. Queer Eye, I watched for a bit, but I didn't love it. I'm Jay, never watched. The Umbrella Academy, worst ending ever. I hated the ending. Can't wait for layer 8 of Ultra Kill. Slay. Yeah, the first season of Umbrella Academy is so cool. It's about this family of adopted kids who all have superpowers. And it's very wacky and crazy. It's like time travel and stuff. The first season is so good. The second to third seasons are like, eh. The 4th season literally commits character assassination on, like, a devastating level and ends with an incredibly hopeless note. Oh my god. Hikita posted a music review. Oh good, it's good. I'm glad to hear. Nick and Nora's Infinite Planes, I already mentioned, is absolutely ass. It's set over a night of these two people who just meet, try to locate this random band in New York. Everyone's drunk the entire time. It's fucking literally every character's the least likable you've ever met in your life. Hated this movie. Would not recommend whatsoever. Never Have I Ever, I quite like. It's like a teen drama show about this Indian American girl and kind of her conflicts of trying to find her way in school and with her and her two best friends, and then there's like also intercultural conflict. The main character's a little bit annoying because she does a lot of stupid ass mistakes over the show, but it's a very funny, entertaining watch regardless. Let's say never watched Supernatural. I feel like, need I say anything about Supernatural? Fair warning if you ever decide to get into Supernatural at this point. Also has a shit ass finale. I hate the finale. The final episode of Supernatural can literally explode and never come back. Because it also commits severe character assassination, but okay. Masters of Sex is about Johnson and Masters, who revolutionized Americans thinking of sex, essentially, because they did a bunch of experiments in the 60s that were kind of disproving people's preconceptions of sex. This show is, like, the 4th season is a bit shit, but, like, the first 3 are really good. It's a very explicit show, though, by the way. I warn you. I mean, with a title like this, I feel like that's kind of a given, but still. Regular things that I haven't watched. Philadelphia, I did watch. I quite liked it. Again, a bit sad. Chick. It's a road trip e-book. Very good. I think the movie is called Goodbye Berlin, perhaps. Love a road trip story. Wilder Girls, ass dystopian type book about a girls' boarding school that gets overrun with a parasite. I did not like it. I just haven't seen, haven't read this. National Lampoon's Book of Dares I thought was okay. It's very Christmassy. There is a show on Netflix that I do want to watch. Alex Strangelove is a book about a kid called Alex who has his girlfriend who wants to have sex with him, but he realizes he actually likes a guy in his class and he might be bisexual. It's an okay movie, not the best, not the worst. It's like a nice little view. I've read this. Red Mountain Ruins It All. Kid who becomes the class president, and he loves being in that position, and he kind of has one big goal to get rid of his school's Valentine's Day obsession because he thinks there's better things to do, and also he is ace and kind of hates all that focus on like sex and romance and relationships as like the be all end all. But it's a very good book, would recommend. Less and Less is Lost is about a gay author who's struggling to get his career running and then ends up getting the chance to travel the country / the world. And the first one, the world, the second one is the country being America. Very witty, very fun, would recommend. First to Die at the End, prequel to They Both Die at the End. This is about, well, the first people who are getting access to that technology of finding out when they're going to die. Melissa, about a like elementary school age trans girl who comes out in the book, and it's very cute and sweet. Well done. King of the Dragonflies, guy who mourns his brother but is also finding out that he's gay and kind of worries if his brother would have hated him for that, but kind of goes through this whole arc. Well done. Long Way to A Small Angry Planet. This is a like cozy found family sci-fi, and there's a bunch of different alien species who have different relationship models, and you have a kind of, well, it's an alien and a human, but they're both women, so it's kind of gay. There's also definitely a lot of different dynamics. There's also a guy who has a robot AI romance interest. That's the whole thing. Posing Nathan hated this book. Wouldn't recommend. It's a lot about internalized religious queerphobia. R.I.P. Haven't read this. Transgender reader, haven't read this. Transgender history, incredible. Love this book by Susan Stryker. The second edition specifically I read. Really incredible if you ever want to get like a very well written overview about transgender, like US history specifically, but in general. Would recommend. Haven't read this. There we go. A bit of a yap about all of them in case there's something that you might have not known about and you might want to consume. I will put the list on the Discord as well, so have a look there later. It's going to be a text file in case you want to have access to this list in any way. Definitely was harder than I thought because my brain was just blanking so hard on so many things, but I'm happy that I did manage to do it in like, I think an hour and a half was the final count. And hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. I am going to be live again tomorrow at 4 PM BST chat, and we are playing Portal for the first time ever. I have never played Portal or watched anyone play the first game, so I'm going in essentially blind, aside from the fact that like I know there's a cake and I know GLaDOS exists, but like that's all I know about anything with the Portal franchise really. Very excited. We'll see if we can do it in one stream because I heard it's not that long, but if not, not a problem. But I'm very excited for it, and I do have plans to play the second game and also do the co-op mode, blind game playthrough. I think it's always so fun. I love seeing people blind play through games I love, so hopefully you're gonna enjoy that. And I know a lot of you have been begging me to play it for like 2 years, so we're finally doing it. I do have plans to play the second one as well and do the co-op also later down the line. And we'll see how far we get tomorrow. Then next week on Monday, I am not streaming. Nah, the cake is a lie, ref. Yeah, that's exactly all I know about Portal, really. Hi, Alex. I hope you're doing well. And next week, yeah, Monday, I'm going to a cat cafe with one of my friends. I'm so excited. So I'm not streaming because I want to just enjoy that time. Then Tuesday, we are doing Stardew Valley. We'll see if we can actually finish the community center. We are only missing a rabbit's foot, and that's it. We're gonna go through a blind playthrough of Outer Wilds. I also have no idea about Outer Wilds, so maybe I should play it sometime. But yeah, Tuesday, Stardew Valley, and then Wednesday and Thursday, I'm at work, of course. Friday, we are coming back with Distant Bloom, and also we are doing a Lethal Company lobby. I have only played it once, and it wasn't on my channel, so this is a debut for the channel test. Hello. Is it delayed? If so, Reposo. But yeah, Distant Bloom is a game about cleaning up an alien planet. There we go. And then obviously Lethal Company, whenever you were delayed by 20 seconds, rip. And then Lethal Company is a game about being on alien planets as well, so I thought it'd be a nice match, you know? And then Saturday, I'm going to board game night with my friends, so not streaming as well. But on Sunday, we are so back, and we are going to do some hardcore Minecraft. And I'm thinking of doing a short story game called The World Begins With You as well, but it's not 100% locked in. But yeah. A little less next week than this week. This week you got a 5 stream week, next week only a 3, but I am going out to the days that I'm not streaming. Gotta be done. And I'm very excited to hang out with my friends, and obviously Cat Cafe time is gonna be so hype. At the moment I'm kind of like, aside from kind of just waking up today, kind of be like, bleh, and being a little bit like sluggish mentally. I'm just kind of a bit stressed out recently, which is stupid because the most stressful stuff, aka writing my thesis, is already finished. But this is very me, but sometimes if I've been stressed for a long time, I find it hard to then go back to not being stressed, essentially, even if the stressor has already finished. And at the moment, like, I've also not been sleeping super well. So too, so all I keep thinking about is every week is like all the errands I have to do, and it's just kind of been stressful, so a little bit of brain blur, you know? But hopefully it'll be better soon, and I do love having you boys to yap to and to play fun little games with, so we are just gonna proceed as best as possible, even if sometimes the brain do be not braining. I hope you enjoyed the stream today though. We finally did this. It was one of the sub goals from last subathon. Boop, boop, boop. Now I can cross that off the list. Eek. We have quite a few still to go, but I'm sprinkling them in whenever possible. And of course, we're doing a lot of gaming as well. But yeah, tomorrow 4 PM BST. Get ready to play Portal. And I am gonna send you to my goat, Owen Shoes, who is doing some Minecraft Hardcore. Have some fun times over there. Remember that Owen's chat is PG, so act accordingly. Have a great time over there, and I will see you tomorrow for Portal. I'm very excited. Much love, chat, and thank you so much for enjoying the stream. If you want to support as well, you can subscribe. And if you're new here and you don't want to miss the stream tomorrow or the ones next week, drop a follow. Have a good time, of course, in Owen's stream. Love.